Welcome to Emacs My name is Louis Cherichel. In this video, we are going to show you how to create better lower third for your video production. And before we go ahead and do that, what is a lower third? A lower third is a graphic that shows to identify the subject in front of the lens. Basically, if you're watching the news and the reporter is in front of you, the text you see in front of that reporter identify the reporter, his name, and the TV that he's working for. And sometimes if you're watching the basketball or soccer or football, a lower third can also put the information of the score of that game for you. One thing that is important to know before we go and start showing you how to create those better lower third in Premiere is basically lower third. You have to put it on the title safe area, because if you don't put it on the title safe, you're looking at the title safe right now. If you don't put it inside the title safe, what's going to happen? You probably cut off the name of that reporter or part of that information that you need to show to your viewers. Let's go into the computer screen and we're going to show you how to make better lower third on Premiere Pro. Timeline, as you can see. And we're going to go and title, new title, default still. And we're basically going to type the name of our talent, whichever is on that pictures. And we're going to type off on this one, Ariel Civil. And I usually go ahead and copy that one so I don't retype it twice. Maybe I'm a little bit lazy, and I click OK for it to open the title properties for me. And I will get my text tool, click, and basically paste. Basically Control V if you're on a PC, I believe is Command V if you're on Mac. And after I paste it, I make sure that I'll go ahead and look for one of the title style that come with the program. Those are all of the one you have. Let's use this one as an example. And remember, when you move your title, to keep it inside the title safe area, so it do not cut off the name of that talent. And let's get the rectangle tool. We're going to draw a rectangle. As soon as we draw the rectangle, we cannot see our title. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go back up and on title, and we're going to go arrange, and we're going to say send to back. So we send the rectangle to back so we can see our text right now. Now, since we have right now white on white, let's go ahead and add some color into this rectangle and the text. So let's go ahead and color the rectangle first. We're going to select it. And as you can see, we go on that side, you can see the color picker where we choose, so we can go ahead and choose our color. I usually match that color with something on my footage. On this case, we're going to match it with the wall, and we're going to go ahead and click OK. So this is how you change the color of the rectangle and your text however you want it. And we're just going to go ahead on the text and kind of resize it. As you can see right here, this is where you can type the text size. So as you move it up, you're gonna see it's become bigger, and as you move it to the right, it's bigger, and when you move it to the left, it's become smaller. But for my example, I usually keep my text around 80 to 90. That will do it for me. On this one, let's keep it at around 80, 89. So whichever number you want to choose, how big you want that text to show, that's how you're gonna keep it. And remember to keep it inside the title safe area. So now after we got our text in, the fill type right now, we're going to select the rectangle and we're going to change the fill type to linear gradient. And we're going to click on the one that is on the far right. And we're just going to go and change it to a kind of grayish color, little kind of light grayish color, and bring it down to light grayish color and click OK. And what we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna change the color stop opacity. I usually change that one between 0 and 20. Whichever number you want, that's what you can keep it at. But for this one, I usually bring it down between 0 to 20 to basically almost nothing. On this case, you can either drag or type. Let's type 10 and keep 10% inside there for the gray gradient color. And for the top, we just gonna go and drag it down between 40 to 60. As you can see, we have a stroke on it. We're gonna take the stroke out, and we're gonna go, and there's a shadow. I'm on the fill right now, but that's not what we want to change. We're gonna go ahead and remove the shadow on that rectangle. So there it goes, to make it easy, make everything on our text showing clearly, so we don't have to have any problem for people to read our text. And this is basically how you can start making your text stand out instead of just using the title style only that Premiere provide with the program. I'm moving this one to make sure my text can show clearly, because I want that text to be where it's kind of clear. Let's go ahead and close that, and we're going to drag it to our timeline so we can see what we're working with so far. As you can see, this is our title right here, and let's drag it a little bit and play. There we go. So one problem I already see, I don't kind of like the white text on that title. Let's go ahead and click back to go back to the title properties, and let's go ahead and change the color of the text. We click the picker, we select the text and click the picker to match the color with the rectangle. I usually kind of make sure that they pretty close. This one will not do it. Let's go back and see if we can change it to something that is closer to the rectangle. I think this should do it, and it will update automatically. I close the title properties. It will update on your program monitor, as you can see. And there we have this one looking better than a simple text. Here we go. The text just pop up. We have an issue with that. We can add some more style to it. Why don't we go ahead and look for a transition? They have many that come with the program. Either you can right click right here and add a default transition. That will be one that is just fade in or fade out. You can put a fade in or fade out at the end. Let's look for a slide. If you tap SL, and a slide will come in, and let's put a slide and let's see what we get, because we like the movement. When the text moving, it's always kind of look like more professional than the text just pop up, and people kind of like things moving on screen. There we have it, slide. As you can see, it slide all the way from the left side to the right side of the screen. I kind of don't like it like that. Let's just go ahead and try to reposition our text. This is just dragging the transition to make it, go slower. But I don't like the fact that it's moving from left to the whole screen. We're going to go ahead to the title properties again and select both the rectangle and the text so we can move it to the right. So we don't want it to go through the whole screen all over. We want it to stay, if it's come from the left, so the end on the left doesn't show on the other side. Let's put the slide effect on it again to see what we got, and see if it's not better than having it go through the whole thing. There we have it right here. This is exactly what I was looking for. To me right there, this is good enough. We have both the text and the rectangle moving together into the screen instead of having just a text pop up. This look better than just using those titles that basically come with the program. Now what we're gonna do right now, we're just gonna go ahead, make the text, we're just gonna modify it, put a little spice on it. We're gonna delete the text where the name is at on it, and we're gonna create an other title properties, a new one, and we're going to use both of them to create one where we have the text and the rectangle move from the left to the right. And we type the name again because this one going to make it just a little spice on it to make it a little bit different. You can do a lot of things using these preset come with the title style. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and type the name. We paste it, and same thing, we're just gonna bring it down between 80 and 90 because that's where I like it, and choose the same title style we chose earlier, and make sure we go ahead and change the color to the color of the rectangle. We want them to be the same, so we can have a move separately. There's many other way of doing this thing. You can either use keyframe to get the move in, or if you don't want to go to the keyframe, you just slide transition on them. People will not know which one you chose to do. It's all of your preferences. We have to make sure we match them pretty nicely. We're going to offset the title on top of that rectangle and make sure we see where the rectangle is done moving to the screen, so we can position that title, the name of the subject, pretty good match with that rectangle, so people won't even know if they are two different kind of layer put together. So we're just gonna go ahead and look for that transition slide to put on the name, because you see the rectangle will be moving in and it will meet with the name of the subject that is in there. Let's put the slide on it so both of them can slide in one after the other. So let's see what we get from that. We have our slide, and here's the name sliding in. This is exactly what we were looking for. We're just gonna make sure we fix it nicely to make sure everything look without a problem. And it's important that you drag that text the same length with the rectangle, so when the name is gone and the rectangle doesn't stay there by itself like we just saw that example. Those are simple things that you can do to create better looking lower third. Lower third is important on your video production because it will give it value that is greater. If you like the video, go ahead, do not hesitate, give it a thumbs up. And if you have not been subscribed to our channel, we would love to have you as a subscriber so you do not miss on video like this. And as always, I will catch you on the next video.